Hello guys, let us begin with the final project of our foundation design. First we will be understanding the problem statement. We will use the parameters obtained from the tall building. To obtain the parameters of the tall building, let us open the ETABS file of the tall building. So this is the ETABS file of the tall building. Um, to know the various loads acting on the columns of the first story, you should first run the analysis. After the analysis gets over, go to the tables in the model explorer, tables tab in the model explorer, and under analysis results, uh, extend element output, and under element output extend frame output, and under frame output go to table element versus columns, right click on that and click on show tables. So here is the table. uh, we should find out the dead and live loads acting on the columns the columns of the story one. So click on the story, right click on the story here and select story 1. You can see that the columns of story 1 are here. So change the output case to dead. You can see that uh, there are uh, there are 3 loads for one column. So go to the station and right click on it and click on sort ascending. You can see that column C1 to C16, you can see the columns from C1 to C16. So the dead loads are here, and to know the live loads acting on the columns, right click on the output case and go click on live loads, and the live loads appear. I have exported these loads into a Excel file. So let us open that file. So these are the dead loads and live loads acting on the columns of the story one. The dimensions of all the columns is 500 by 500 mm, and the material used is M40 concrete and HYSD 500 steel. To know the materials used for the columns, go to the define menu and under section properties go to frame sections. The dimensions of our column is 500 by 500. So click on 500 by 500 column and go to modify or show property. So you can see here the material is M40 and the reinforcement details are here. The longitudinal bars are HYSD 500. So our materials are M40 and HYSD 500. Next, uh, the mat footing underneath will be extended on all sides to cover the corner columns. So let us extend the mat footing by 2 meters on all sides. Mm, After extending 2 meters on all sides, uh, the actual length of mat footing becomes 22 meters by 22 meters. And here are the different parameters to be considered in designing the foundation. The safe bearing capacity of the soil is 300 kilonewton per meter square, and the allowable settlement is 1 centimeter. So the subgrade modulus, that is safe bearing capacity by allowable settlement comes out to be 3 into 10 to the power of 4 kilonewtons per meter cube. The column strip width is 0.25 L1 or L2. Here L1 and L2 are same, that is 18 meters. Therefore, the column strip width comes out to be 4.5 meter. But let us take the column strip width as 4 meter. So that is it. That is it with the problem statement. Now let us define the properties and draw the elements for the mat footing design. So go to the file menu and select new model and do the initial settings as follows. The design code is changed to IS 456-2000. Make sure that the units is in metric system, and go to design preferences and click on modify or show option. Go to minimum cover slabs tab and change the clear cover to 50 mm both to top and bottom, and change the preferred bar size to 22 mm and click on OK. Change the grid only option. The sides of the uh, plan the sides of the plan are 18 meter each. So let us give the grid spacing in both x and y direction as 1 meter. So the number of grid lines in x direction is 19, and the number of grid lines in y direction is also 19, and click on OK. Let us define the materials first. Go to the define menu and click on materials. Click on add new material. Name the material as M40. Change the material type to concrete and do the following changes. Click on OK. M40 is added, and now let us add HYSD 500. Click on add new material. Name it as HYSD 500. Change the material type to rebar and make the following settings. Click on OK. So now we have defined both the materials, HYSD 500 and M40. Next, go to the define menu and click on slab properties and click on add new property. Let us name it as mat footing and change the slab material to M40. Change the slab type to mat and give the thickness as 500 mm and click on OK. Click on OK again. Now let us define the column properties. Go to the column properties and click on add new property. Since all our columns are 500 mm by 500 mm, so we need to define only one column. The property name is column 1 and the material type is M40. Change the dimensions to 500 by 500 and click on OK. So we have defined both the column and the footing, columns and footing. Now let us define the soils upgrade properties. Under the define menu, go to soils upgrade properties, and one property is already defined, so select that property and go to modify or show property. So our soils upgrade subgrade modulus is 3 into 10 to the power of 4 kilonewton meter cube. So change the subgrade modulus to 3e plus 04 and click on OK. Click on OK again. So we have defined all the properties. Now let us check the load patterns, load patterns, load cases, and load combinations. So go to load patterns. Dead and live loads are there. Click on OK to exit the dialog box. Go to load cases. Everything is clear, and go to load combinations now. We should add two load combinations, one for ultimate strength and other for serviceability. So click on add new combo. Uh, the first load is dead, and the scale factor is 1.5 since we are defining the ultimate strength load combination. And the second load is live, and the load factor is again 1.5. Check under design selection, check the strength ultimate and click on OK. We have added one load combination. Let us add another combination. Click on add new combo, and the first load is dead, the scale factor is 1, and second load is live, the scale factor is 1 again. Check under design selection, check service normal, service initial and service long term, and click on OK. So we have defined the load combinations. Click on OK again. We have defined everything. So now let us draw the footing, and go to the draw menu and click on draw slabs or areas. Make sure that the property selected is mat footing. Now click on the first corner, then second, then the third, the last, and the first again. So we have drawn the footing slab. Close this dialog box and press escape. Now let us extend this mat footing 2 meters on all sides. So first select the area by clicking inside the area and go to the edit menu, and under edit menu go to edit areas, and under edit areas click on expand or shrink areas. So we have to expand 2 meters on all sides. 2 meters is 2000 mm, so type 2000 mm and click on OK. So we can see that the area is expanded by 2 meters on all sides. Now let us draw the columns, and go to the draw menu and click on draw columns. Change the property below to none and property above to column 1. The height below is 0 and the height above is 2 meter. Now let us place the columns which are 6 meter apart. Press escape to exit the dialog box. So we have drawn all the columns. Now let us draw the design strips. Go to the draw menu and click on draw design strips. The design strip width is 4 meters. Do the necessary settings. Now let us Draw the design strip in the x direction from the midpoint of the column on one side, the midpoint on the other side. Draw the strip and right click on the right click outside the slab. Draw the second strip, right click the third strip. Similarly, draw the strips in the y direction also. So in order to see the actual width of the strips, go to the set display option and under design strip objects, check all the options and press OK. You can see the strips here. So to go to the normal view, uncheck all the options and click on OK. So we have drawn all the elements of the building. Let us assign the properties and loads through the footing and columns. Click in the inner area of the footing. You can see that one area is selected. Go to the assign menu. Under the support data, click on soil properties. Select the soil 1 and click on OK. You can see that the support data has been assigned. Now let us assign the loads onto the columns. So select the midpoint of the column. You can see that one point is selected and go to the assign menu. Under the load data, select point loads. The first let us assign the dead load. So the dead load on the first column is 16887.1292 kilonewton. The size of load for punching shear in x dimension is 500 mm and y dimension also it is 500 mm. Click on OK. Now let us assign the live load on the first column. Go to the select menu and click on get previous selection. The previously selected point is selected again. So go to the assign menu and under load data, go to point loads, change the load type to live and change the intensity of load to 802.9967. Everything else remains the same and click on OK. Similarly, apply the dead and live loads to all the columns. So we have assigned the dead and live loads to the columns. To check the assigned loads, right click on the center point and under the loads tab you can see the dead and live loads have been assigned. Click OK. Now let us assign the rebar materials for the footing and the design strips. To assign the rebar materials for the footing, right click inside the footing area. Under the design tab, change the rebar material to HYSD 500. Now click on each strip, select each strip, right click on it and change the rebar material to HYSD 500. Now select the strips in the Y direction and change the rebar material. So we have assigned the rebar materials to the footing and the design strips. After assigning the necessary properties and loads. Now let us run the analysis. Uh, Go to the run menu and click on run analysis. So the analysis is complete. Go to the run menu again and click on run analysis and design. Go to the display menu and click on show punching shear design. So the punching shear design values for some columns exceeds 1. So we have to make some changes to the thickness of the footing. Firstly, unlock the model, then go to the define menu. Under the slab properties, select the mat footing and go to modify or show property. Change the thickness to 1000 mm and click OK. Click OK again. Now run the analysis and design again. Go to the display menu and click on show punching shear design. So the punching shear design values are still for some columns are still exceeding 1. So let us make the changes again. Unlock the model, go to the define menu, go to slab properties, modify or show property, change it to 1200 mm. Click OK. Click OK again. Run analysis and design. Display, show punching shear design. So now you can see that all the punching shear design values for all the columns is less than 1. So the uh, design is completed. Now go to the display menu and click on show strip forces. Go to the display menu and click on show slab design. Check impose minimum reinforcing and apply. Close and go to the display menu again. Click on show slab design. Uncheck layer A, check layer B. Click on apply and close. Now again go to the display menu and go to show crack width, choose load combination 1 and crack location, slab bottom face, apply. You can see the probable cracks in the bottom face of the slab. Now go to run and run detailing. Check all the points and click on OK. So you have in the model explorer, go to the detailing tab and you can see the number of bars. Then you can see the rebar table here, numbers, total length, and in the bill of quantities you can see the total length and the bar sizes and the weight in metric tons. And now let us interpret the results. Go to the display menu and click on show tables. Under the design results option, go to concrete design and under concrete slab results go to select flexural and shear data and click on OK. A table appears. Now you can see the status text. The status for all the columns is OK. Hence all the columns have passed the design check. So this completes our project on foundation design for the tall building. Thank you.